And this is a project that's been a long time coming, and we're so thrilled to be able to finally formally say thank you to the Pal family, not only for their significant contribution to the redevelopment of the mental health unit here at KGH, but for the added dimensions that all of us here have been able to witness and experience as a result of your interest in that. And we saw that through the art gallery. So it's been just a wonderful opportunity. Judith, you're involved in the expressions gallery and in the art therapy. So we've certainly seen a lot of impact in this entire community, and it's wonderful to get together. So we're going to have a few refreshments. We're not going to have a lot of comments, but I certainly invite Leslee Thompson, the president and CEO of KGH, and thank goodness today worked. Today was the day for it, wasn't it? It was great. So I'm just so pleased to be able to be here, and to thank all of you for your contributions to making really a vision, a reality that is going to have, and we're already seeing the benefit of having a profound impact on patients and families and staff. And I think we're very humbled by your family's choice to support mental health and mental health here at KGH. And we were talking earlier of just how challenging still mental health sometimes is the forgotten one and it's just not as mainstream as some of the other areas to give, and yet so vital and so critical for well-being of the individuals. It's a contribution to the ongoing learning and that all of us have as in terms of the importance of supporting mental health in its in all that it can be, so we can help people fulfill their full potential, and no matter what their situation. And so your gift it means a lot. I don't think there's probably anybody here that is untouched at a personal level in some way by mental illness, and so it's a very, very special gift that you've given of yourselves to us, and we're very grateful. You can see the tremendous impact and the things that are happening now as a result of the wonderful art on the walls, and just the story of how that got there is part of the story that is making this so wonderful. Because you're building a community of people that are supporting and enabling the kind of thinking that you're bringing here to carry on and to germinate. It's like you've planted a seed, and it's growing and being down in the expressions gallery now. I mean, it's been inspired by your passion for helping make this environment as healing and as helpful as it can be. Thank you so much for the gift you're giving. We have an aim of outstanding care always, and we do everything we can to make that happen and to live that every single day. And your gift and contribution is just means so very, very much. Thank you. I'm so glad I could be here to be part of this today. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thanks, Les. And I'd like to invite Sandra Taylor to just share a few comments on your experience in working with Lucie.
I'm a little more formal. I'm going to use the podium because I've actually already spoken that. So it's certainly my great pleasure to, on behalf of the Art Committee, to thank you for the 8 original paintings that you so gave us. When our committee first sat down a few years ago, we knew that we felt that art was important for the hospital, but we really had no idea how we were going to achieve anything. Now, as it turned out, of course, it wasn't too long until people seemed to know that we existed and know what our goal was. So we've since then been overwhelmed by the generosity of local artists and the public, and certainly there has been no person or group that has been more generous than the Pal family. The whole experience of the patient, which of course includes the environment in which treatment and ultimately healing takes place. And not to be overlooked, having worked in this hospital for many years, and as Leslie has just mentioned, I know that the environment can have a profound effect on the staff as well. As we know, if the staff is working in pleasant surroundings, they are more likely to be happy, and this translates into the fact that they are more able to easily give good patient care, and maybe even go that extra mile. So a gift of paintings of this caliber will have a lasting effect on patients, staff, and all the friends and family that come to visit. Now I must say that having been given the opportunity of helping to facilitate this gift with Lucie, it's been one of my most enjoyable jobs, and I really hated to see it come to an end. Also, in one instance, Stephanie joined us, and in many instances, Lucie was accompanied by Nancy Turner, who was her friend and I guess aesthetic advisor. And today it's been a pleasure to meet the other members of the Pal family. Now I must say, when the Pal name is mentioned, particularly when it's mentioned in the context of people that we know that grew up in Kingston, the immediate response is always, "Oh, Joey Pal, he's a great guy." So obviously these people have recognized that you had an EY at the end of your name. So I assumed a while ago. So not only do we appreciate your extreme kindness, I want you to know that your family is held in high regard by everyone in this community that's had the opportunity to know you. So on behalf of the Art Committee, may I say an enthusiastic and heartfelt thank you to the Pal family for your most generous and indeed glorious gift. Now, that's not all. So, of course, the Pals didn't stop there. When it was suggested that a patient gallery would be important, they again stepped up to the plate. So I'm going to ask Judith Gould if she would come. Judith is an area artist and a volunteer here at the hospital in the art program, and a member of the art committee, and she will say a few words about the patient gallery.
Okay, thanks. And Kerry's going to come up with me because we work as a team. So my name is Judith Gould, and I have the privilege of being asked by Jill Riley to become the first volunteer to work with patients in the art and self-expression group. And Kerry, who is the occupational therapist, I would say has been doing this program for an awfully long time.
I started working, so 6 years.
Yeah. So we started together, and I must say that I am an artist, I've been a teacher, and I've worked with groups of people, but this is the best thing I have ever done in terms of its power, because I think I really underestimated the power of art to enable people to express themselves, their emotions, their feelings, their aspirations, whatever. I think I was very naive about its power. So we have seen the people come into our group who have had very little interaction with other people and been very down in the dumps. And they come and they do something, and some of them have never done any art before. And at the end of that short time, about an hour and a half, they are almost transformed in a way, because they can sort of sit upright and they are saying, I did something, and it feels great. We also have decided to, with your great contribution, to make this gallery available. And one of the things that I think has struck me most is, at the end of each session, we ask people if they would be interested in putting their art in our gallery. And some of them say, you would take my work and show it to other people and put it in a frame and put it on the wall, and they are just stunned. I don't even know how to describe how they respond. So for them, it's like this idea of empowerment, because many come and they say, I'm nothing, I've hit rock bottom. But so to be able to do that is very, very powerful.
Yeah.
Anything to add, Kerry?
No, well, I think again, when I started working, I'm not an artist per se. I like creative things, but the occupational therapist who had done my job beforehand, she was doing an art group, so I was like, okay, I'll do an art group. And again, I was blown away really by the impact that can have for people. And as we're gathering people say, oh, I can't draw stick man. I can't do this, I can't do that. And by the end of the group, their language has changed, and again, the way that they look at themselves and the experience has changed. So it can be really empowering and pretty incredible. You can put it in scientific terms, and you can say their anxiety was a scale of this when they came in, and then it was at this when they left. But at the end of the day, it makes their life better. And I think participating and being part of the gallery down here, again, shows them they're worth it. And that can be pretty incredible.
So, and then our other big goal with the gallery was this whole destigmatization thing that you were speaking of earlier is, I think, so important. When we were putting the paintings on the wall, we could hardly do it because people were stopping us and going, oh my goodness, I love that. And they wanted to purchase painting. I mean, it was just amazing. So I feel proud that I played a part in that destigmatization to show that people are able. So thank you so much to you for making this possible, because without your donation, I don't think it would be a reality. Thank you.
So now we have an opportunity to hear from a member of the Pal family ourselves. So Joe, I understand you'd be willing to share a few comments with us.
Now before Joe says I don't like to talk, you can come with me. All I can say is that I am just so happy to hear of the impact that the art has had, not only on the patients, but it sounds from everybody, the staff, people who are here. And when we first came to look at this space with Liz quite some time ago, I remember, of course, Joe always has great ideas, walking into this space and, you know, looking at the new floor for mental health patients, and Joe looking at the wall and saying, maybe we could change the wall like a slight yellow or light yellow color, and paintings would be really nice out here. And at first I thought, oh, like paintings, really? Oh yeah, we could have a gallery. We could have a gallery here. So Joe, I'm so thrilled that you recommended that day, your vision, and that I've never known that it was taken to helping so many people the way it did.
I'd like to start by saying how delighted we are as a family to be able to assist the hospital in this fashion. And we really feel that we're part of the community because I've been residing here in the summers since I was quite young. And after attending Queens, and we have a cottage here, we're here almost half the year now. And we really wanted to get more involved, and we wanted to get more involved in particular in the hospital. And it's nice to have the opportunity to be here and be thanked for what we've done. But we've done it not really to receive any thanks, but because we feel this is a way we can give back to the community and give back to the hospital. But then you look and say, well, why mental health? Well, it's really quite interesting because there are so many great causes and there's so many places that need money and need attention. But most of them are doing pretty well. Cancer is doing pretty well, heart's doing pretty well, diabetes, all these things are known about and talked about, but the idea of mental health isn't. And so we really wanted to raise awareness to this part of sickness in our society, and to the best we can when we raise the awareness is to reduce the stigma, because there's really nothing wrong with being sick physically, and there's really nothing wrong with being sick mentally or emotionally, but it's not talked about. And when you can't see something, it's hard to identify what the issue is, so it gets sloughed off sometimes. Well, he's a little lazy, she's a little lazy, why aren't they happy? They should do this. And we don't understand. And so many of us have been affected by friends, family, people we know in the community with this type of illness that we thought this is a good thing for us to do. This would be something we could, you know, come out and talk about, make people more aware of it, make people understand that there's nothing wrong with being sick mentally or emotionally. And so to see the gallery and see the results it's had is really quite impactful. And I'm blown away, because if you gave me some art and a canvas, I could not do what those people have done. And none of them are trained artists. So it's really been a great experience for us. And as we all know, you always get much more than you give. So we feel like we've received way more than we've done for the hospital, just in terms of the new friends we've made, the contacts, the feeling of contribution. So it's not necessary for all the recognition. We do appreciate it. We're happy to be part of the community. We're happy to be here. And we'll continue our support to the hospital. So thank you, Leslie, and thank you, Liz. Where's Liz? There, thank you.
I understand.
Okay. And thanks for attending.
Well, thank you. I don't know if anyone else has any remarks, but you know, officially, we'd like to thank you on behalf of University Hospitals Kingston Foundation for your support through our capital campaign. As you know, we ended last year against a $70 million target. We brought in $72 million for the hospitals in Kingston, which is fabulous. That allowed us to complete the first phase of redevelopment, and